Good evening, everybody. This is Robin with another edition of Horror Pop After Midnight. And my guests tonight are filmmakers Richard and Anastasia Elfman. How's it going, guys?
Hey, hello.
Hello.
You horror hound?
Oh, I am a horror hound, plus an indie horror junkie. Hey, you guys, speak English to me.
Who's the doofus now? A line from the film. A line from the film.
Yeah, let's talk about your bloody, gory, dark comedy, indie horror film, Bloody Bridget. Oh my gosh, I never had so much fun watching that film with all the interesting and quirky characters.
Well, it was, what do you call it? Blood only whets her appetite. She must eat their beating hearts. She's what they call a Valentine vampire.
Yes, she was a very scary Valentine vampire, and if Bloody Bridget was alive, I'd make sure I would stay out of her way because I don't want her to devour me and, take my beautiful heart.
Well, you have to treat women good, otherwise they get the wrath of Bloody Bridget.
That's right.
Yeah, damn straight. Now, how'd you guys come up with this fun film?
Well, I have a very deep process. First of all, I was inspired by Anastasia, who's, by the way, a real ballet dancer and cellist on top of everything else. And what I do is I lock myself in my writing garret on the rooftop overlooking the Hollywood Hills with a case of Johnny Walker Black and a box of cigars. And 3 weeks later, I walk out with a script.
That's awesome, man. Hey, that's my kind of filmmaker and writer, and I miss Southern California. I'm from there. I go back every year to visit, but by you saying that, you're making me homesick.
Yeah, we're right under the Hollywood sign.
Ooh, that must be even nice. I bet you probably see some weird freaks and weird tourists trying to walk by, try to get to the Hollywood sign. You're like, oh gosh, there's more tourists.
Well, we're a block or two off Beechwood, which is the main route. But yeah, a lot of tourists. And the funny thing is, I've shot the Hollywood sign in at least 3 films. So I'm part of the traffic, I guess.
You just blend in. You're one of those quirky kind of guys that can blend in there. Like, oh, what's this weird guy doing? We'll just follow him.
I don't know. He's usually wearing a clown costume and beating a big bass drum, so I'm not sure how much blending in, but also, I guess, welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, let's talk about Bloody Bridget. It's about a Brusque dancer. She's trying to do her horror show, and she's been, like, having everything going wrong for her in her life, until she finds out the true origin of her story, where she starts becoming a badass and devouring everything and just loving that blood and gore.
Well, there's a little, okay, let's talk about cultural appropriation. Okay, so in Jamaica, the Rastafarians worship Haile Selassie, who was the emperor of Ethiopia in the 20s and the 30s. How did that happen? Okay, so Haile Selassie's real name is Tafari, and king is Ras, and that's how you get Rastafarian. Now, I'm an Afro-Latin percussionist, and when you get into the music, you get into the roots, you get into the culture, and you actually get into West African religion and how it's spread in the Americas. So it's like a cultural thing as well as a musical thing. So in Haiti, in the folklore, Baron Samadai, the lord of life and death, top hat, cigar, whiskey, women. Okay, you go to Haiti, and his wife is the red-haired Irish Saint Bridget from Ireland. They actually put a red-haired wig on someone in the ceremonies, and she was based on the Celtic goddess Bridget. So anyway, Samadai hasn't seen his wife in years, and mistakes a red-haired Irish burlesque dancer. And oh, you have forgotten your memory. I have to restore your powers. I will make you a Valentine vampire. Well, what's that? You shall see. Blood only whets her appetite.
Exactly.
That's a whole bloody heart.
Oh, trust me, there was a lot of devouring of some bloody hearts in that film, which was like perfect. One of my favorite shots in the film was when Bridget was with the voodoo god Baron, where you guys were. Yeah, where you guys were having that cosmic sexual love scene. You know, you can just really feel the passion out of that. Going, I got to have passion with my wife.
That was the fastest scene I shot in the damn film. Okay, so I'm interviewing the actor, Jean Charles. This guy's like a fucking Adonis male model from Haiti, and total gentleman. And he was concerned about what protections there'd be during the love scene. I said, "Are you kidding? It's my goddamn wife. You're going to have kryptonite between you." That was the fastest shot I did in the film. It was like, action, cut, next!
Oh man, that's funny. Let's talk about the special effects and the blood and gore. Who did all that great blood and gore and all the
Roy Kinnear, and I believe it or not, is Anastasia and I met in Kinnear's shop that was adjacent to another shop. She did practical effects during the day, Stella Adler at night.
Oh, I know. She did a good job. I mean, that blood and gore was just so lifelike. I mean, some of those scenes really kept me on the edge of my seat, seeing what this, bloody Valentine vampire is going to be doing next. And and I also love Pepe in the film too. I love how he partaked in Crazy Bridget's, killing spree. And I love the chemistry between Bridget and Pepe, the sexual tension, the friendship, and he's willing to clean up the mess and all the blood just to be with Bridget.
Well, wait till you see the threesome with Bear and Sam and I in Bloody Bridget 2. Unfortunately, the devil downstairs is looking at their fun on the laptop, and he shows up for a very painful foursome. Oops.
Hey,
spoiler.
Don't be spoiling that. Don't be one of those guys that spoil everything. I'm trying to do a cool interview without spoiling anything for everybody. I'm just asking simple questions. I don't want, because I know there's people, especially at Whorehounds, I know want to see it. So I just want to make this like kind of like a spoiler free, type of fun interview. But quit spoiling it.
Well, since we haven't shot Bloody Bridget 2, I don't think it's a spoiler. It's just in pre-production.
Well, that's even better. I can't wait. Now, let's talk about some of the dance choreography and some of the singing numbers in the film. Some of those songs were real catchy, especially when Satan was singing.
Well, okay, we're blessed musically. Okay, my brother, Danny Elfman, and then our bandmate, Ego Plum, who's actually the top cartoon composer in Hollywood right now. So we got great. The song at the end was Ego Plum, and a lot of fun. All of my films are wall-to-wall music. The choreography was Lennon Hobson, and Anna does her own personal choreography.
Oh, you can tell when she did it, especially, I'm not going to rent for it, especially in the starting of the film where she did that choreographic number and sing like that. I mean, I can tell she, really did that. I mean, that was just epic how you started it off on the film. I was like, damn, they're getting really into it. They really wanted to draw you into this film about the life of Bridget from the trailer park of Van Nuys.
The Lenny Richard Elfman film is wall-to-wall music, musically driven, fast, furious, and fun. We kept it moving.
And another crack up that cracked me up on the film were the Jewish father and son defense attorneys. I think those guys really kind of stole the show a little bit, defending Bridget and finding all the stuff about Bridget. And I love how they played off each other, these Jewish lawyers.
Well, first of all, they're little people, and their card says Daniel Dershowitz and Daniel Dershowitz Jr. Their card says "Better Dial Daniel." In Bloody Bridget 2, the devil makes them go to Ireland to retrieve a document, and they have to infiltrate the leprechauns and cover their yarmulkes with leprechaun hats. Dad, they're never going to believe us. Shut up. Let's go. The devil's going to get us. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. One of my favorite cinematography shots were the ones of Anastasia when she was like in the full vampire makeup. Her hair was like sticking out, and the black hell smoke with the red of evil behind that. How'd you film that panoramic shot? Was that like green screen, or was that more like animation?
It was we had like an Emmy-winning friend, Kevin Kuchifer, who does our special effects, and that was him. And that was, believe it or not, it started with an idea to save money and ended up being gold for us. I had very little time. Anna and I, we funded the film ourselves with like a mortgage, credit cards, total pirate operation. It's the fastest I've ever shot. So we've got 6 kills. And normally you have to take your whole practical effects department location to location to location. So what I did is I shot them back to back against green screen and then brought in some props. So it's like here they're on a bed and then suddenly the walls blow away and they're in a fantasy room. So I was able to shoot all the kills in like 14 hours. Anna, who has both a hardcore ballet and Marine background, is a trooper and didn't complain. But we're talking, okay, like she does the thing, like breaks off nails, almost throws up, eating the piece of shit part from the floor of the shop department. And then it's like rip off the tape, cold shower, dress her up, next! Runs in a row for 14 hours. My trooper didn't complain.
So, how much fun did you have being covered in blood a lot? Because you were covered in blood a lot.
I had so much fun. It's my favorite.
Ooh. So you're probably one of those ones that would fill a bathtub full of blood and just drink some wine and candlelit and just soak in it, aren't you?
Yeah, that's a typical Tuesday here at the Elfman's.
Oh, okay, so Anna's been a scream queen in all these films. Uh-huh. So she was doing one in Las Vegas for director Drew Marvick. She's actually co-starring in his next film. And so I got some discount. We're staying at the fancy Bellagio Hotel on the Strip. And every night at 3 a.m, the cab would drop her off covered in blood. And I'd have to rush her to the elevator with security looking like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they were all kind of like not wanting to like see me, to not get in trouble, and then also slightly maybe a little bit worried, like, why is this blonde covered in blood coming in at like 4 a.m.? But luckily, like, with me trying to like get a room key, like Ricky comes down and like swoops me up.
Yeah, it turned a few heads.
I bet you did. They probably thought she came from a murder or something. They're probably going, should we call the cops? It looks like something really happened.
Exactly, yeah. But then also like trying not to interact with me. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Let's talk about the actor who played Tony in Tony's Tavern. Where was that tavern filmed at? And Tony, he was such a douchebag, man. I just wanted to just slap him a couple times. He wasn't even funny. I could do better stand-up than him.
Well, that was our dear friend Tom Ayers, who has like 200 IMDb credits. He's actually an acting teacher as well. And he was a good sport. Like, even when he jerked off under the table.
Oh, yeah.
I asked him, like, take your pants off, and he did. That's a committed actor, in my opinion.
Well, and also it should be noted that we let the bad guys be really, really bad, which I'm not sure if audiences are used to seeing such bad guys, but that's the whole point of the film. It's like, we got to see the bad guys be bad so that Bloody Bridget can like have her vengeance and seek justice, for all of the wrongdoings that they did.
Yeah, when I was watching and enjoying the film, I was imagining I was Pepe with Bloody Bridget. I go, I want to be Bloody Bridget's Pepe.
Marcos Mateo Ochoa, great actor.
Yes, he
great
is.
Great dancer as well. And he's also performing with us, not in our upcoming Seattle, but with our band Mambo Diabolico. Sometimes he does live stage shows with us where he and Anna do like a bloody burlesque number.
Yeah, I'll choreograph it and we'll perform together. So it's fun. He's great to work with. I love him. And then
he's up for supporting actor at Horror Hound.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's even awesome. That's even better. And you know what I'm going to do for you guys? I'm going to represent you guys at Whorehound. So when I go see that film, I'm going to yank some film goers out of the film and ask them what their reactions is. And I'm going to say I'm representing you. And you go, here, what do you want to tell Anastasia and Richard. What are your thoughts of the film? I'm going to do that for you guys. I'm going to get a few of them to see what they thought of that film.
Well, that sounds fun. Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Yeah, we're up to like 10 awards for Horror Hound, so we're so sad that we're missing it. But we hope that everybody joins and has a killer time. And we also recorded a really special intro video for the audience, so it'll be fun.
I think so too.
Can I be politically incorrect?
Yes.
I'm up for the best drunken Jew clown director.
Hey, you got my vote.
We can do this.
Hey,
I got you.
hey, that's funny, man. I don't get embarrassed of nothing, man. I love your sense of humor, man. I love it. It doesn't offend me at all. And when you watch this film, you got to be strong. You got to have that great type of sense of humor of the certain lines in the film. And like you said, there'll probably be some film goers probably don't understand what's going on, but you got to be strong to watch this film.
Yeah, not for the weak at heart. Their
No.
heart might be ripped off and eaten.
Now, let's.
Yeah, you kind of like this kind of a dark comedy, like it's pretty wacky, but it's a fun time. We've been touring with it from Brazil to all the way to Canada, and we just had such wonderful audience experiences and just loving the film. And generally, we go to the screenings with the film, and we'll create a live pre-show where Ricky pulls local talent and does music, and then I do a wild bloody burlesque number where I literally get an audience member and rip out their beating heart and eat it in front of everybody, and then the movie starts.
Okay, so Anna was mobbed after the show in Brazil by women as well as men. Oh, my boyfriend deserves the heart ripped out like you do. Show me how you do it.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
In a good way. They were very supportive and loved the character and wanted to watch it again, and they want more of Bloody Bridget, which is great.
Although I'm a Latin percussionist, and I found that Brazil has better percussion than Canada.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt it, man. There's some talented Brazilians with their little instruments over there. Of course they're going to kick Canada's ass.
Oh, man, I was just in heaven. I want to go back to Brazil. We're actually planning a film in Cuba next year. My roots are kind of like Afro-Cuban music.
Oh, nice.
So it's like a heavy cultural thing.
That's awesome. If I ever, guys, meet you in the near future, I want Anastasia to rip my heart out and eat it.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Where are you at, actually? Just so I keep that little note.
Okay.
We're touring the film around, so who knows where.
Okay, well, Horror Hound's in Cincinnati. I'm originally from California. Like I said, I go back every year to visit, but I'm outside of Cincinnati.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ohio, okay.
Yeah, you got to do like a little film showing in Ohio somewhere. I'll definitely drive up for that. But yeah,
I wish we could attend Horror Hound, but we shot a really funny intro for Horror Hound.
I'm
Yeah.
like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing it because I'm gonna watch it, and and it's gonna be worth watching the second time. And then, do you guys have like a distribution deal that will maybe come out on physical media?
Not yet. We did this completely kind of a pirate operation. No partners, no lenders, whatever. So we're taking our time, just kind of building up word of mouth. We've had some little offers, but we just haven't done anything yet. We're not in a super hurry to.
Awesome.
We're having too much fun doing festivals.
Yeah, I can tell you guys are having fun. Okay, Anastasia, let's talk about what's your obsession with Lon Chaney Sr.? What lured you into having an obsession with this icon of an actor during the silent film era?
Well, I mean, I grew up on silent film, pre-code horror, all the major and wonderful horror classics, also like film noir and like horror comedies and stuff. My first horror film was Lon Chaney Sr.'s 1925 Phantom of the Opera. So that was my first exposure to him. And it was totally radical in my like little mind. And I don't know, I just always felt very close to him. And then growing up and learning more about him, we do share the same birthday, April 1st. Of course, we're both April Fool's Day babies, which that totally makes sense. And just learning about the different things that he had to overcome in his own life and things that I have to overcome. I have severe dyslexia, and he grew up, both of his parents were deaf mutes, and he didn't learn to talk until he was 4 years old.
Yeah, Anna's married to a fool, not quite a deaf mute, but, similarities. Sorry for interrupting.
Well, anyways, so we both express ourselves physically. I'm a dancer, classically trained in ballet since I was 3, grew up in the theater. I had a very strange vaudeville-esque performance upbringing, along with both of my parents were career Marines, and I was in like a youth group that was basically like an ROTC, except on the weekends. Had so much exposure to all kinds of military stuff. But anyway, so Lon Chaney, I don't know. I just feel very connected with him, and I love the way that he expresses himself and the pantomiming, and I just feel connected. I don't know if that answered it, but that's what's going on. And he's the father of horror, in my opinion. I mean, not only was he an incredible actor, I mean, that fact alone would have secured his legendary status, but he also did all of his practical effects where there were no unions. There wasn't that area. He was literally writing the book on what you could achieve with practical effects, and using his background in theater to play with lighting and stuff. It's just I don't know. I could go on and on about Lon Chaney Sr. So you opened up a really big Pandora's box. I'm really obsessed.
You know something? Maybe that'll be for a different podcast, and I'll have you on there, and we'll talk about our favorite.
I would love to.
Our favorite silent, because I like silent horror as well. Now, Richard, you're also writing a vampire novel too, and it's also you're doing it in audio too. Is that correct?
Well, the vampire novel's out, The Schlemazel of Supreme. It's kind of an 18th century vampire story. But we're doing the audio. I mean, we're doing the audio now. We just interviewed. What was it? A Gremlins.
Joe Dante.
Yeah. Joe Dante just did some voices. Brian Yuzma's doing voices. My brother Danny Elfman, and Barbara Crampton is going to play the evil countess.
And Bodhi.
And my son Bodhi.
And me.
And Anastasia is playing the blonde innkeeper's daughter, Ludmilla, which Schlemazel falls in love with, which wasn't very safe in the 18th century Central Europe.
That sounds interesting. I like Barbara Crampton. I mean, what she does in roles, man. She really gets into him. Some of the roles she does, she really nails it. I mean, she just does it just right. I mean, Barbara Crampton's cool.
We're huge fans of Barbara, and I know she's going to be at Horror Hound.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of friends. I have a couple friends that are infatuated with her, saying, she's so sexy.
She's a gorgeous lady.
Oh yeah, I bet she probably gets some weirdos that come up to her table too, hey.
Well, like Anastasia and I coming up as fans. Barbara, would you do a voice for us? So.
That's like me coming up to you and Anastasia and be like, Anastasia, your hair is beautiful. Why did I say that?
Well, thank you.
I'd be stumbling too. Another favorite scene I loved in Bloody Bridget was where Anastasia was naked with the cello and Pepe was over there playing the piano. That was kind of hot and sexy, the tension in that scene.
Yeah, Beethoven never had it so sexy.
Shoot, Beethoven would probably do it, and he probably would have a naked dude playing the cello while he's playing the piano.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes, by the way.
Oh, it was fun. I just love it because you felt the tension and I love the cinematography shots on it. how you had it like at a certain angle, and like it was just like a perfect shot where you're seeing Anastasia in the corner with the cello and then Pepe playing the piano. I love how you shot that wide shot. It was a fantastic shot.
That was Howard Wexler, my EP. I've worked with him for 25 years.
He's also up for an award at Whorehound for cinematography.
Oh my gosh, man. I'm going to be hearing a lot. Dude, you're going to be having a lot of those Whorehound werewolf trophies coming to you, man.
Oh, hopefully. We're just so honored to be nominated, so.
Have you guys ever did a Whorehound before?
No.
No.
What was the last con we did was...
Famous Monsters.
Yeah.
Wow.
We screened Bloody Bridget. I did a Bloody Bridget burlesque. And then they asked for another screening. So the next night we did it again. So that was fun.
Oh, I would have loved to saw that. And then another question in Bloody Bridget, the actor who played Satan, I loved the makeup, the special effects makeup on Satan. I mean, it was just so lifelike.
Okay, that was me. And some advice I could give younger directors: if you ever want to really win the respect and have the cast and crew listen to you, you dress like Satan.
I bet they would listen and probably be a little scared going, he's freaking me out.
That was a son of a bitch, because they put me, it's like a full-on prosthetic, and I didn't shoot that scene till 12 hours later. So I'm like sweating underneath whatever.
Wow, that'd have been...
But it was... So I'm directing all day in the damn makeup.
Dang, that would be hard. I would be hate more than that much makeup for that long. That would drive me up the wall.
Yeah, but the things we do for art. The things
yeah,
we do. You
got to. Who was that band that was at the tavern? Wearing the different monster head mask. Those guys were pretty.
The radioactive chicken heads, and Anna and I are in 3 of their videos, but I can't tell you their real names, but they're good friends of ours.
Man.
Yeah, they're very popular in like Southern California.
The radioactive chicken heads.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look them up. I was intrigued by them. They seemed like they're pretty rocking, and when they were playing that one song, it was like a catchy song in the film. I just loved the music and the score in the film too. I'm a big fan of films that have great scores and music, because I consider that part as the character in the film in certain scenes. If you don't have like score or certain music in the films for certain scenes, the scene won't work out without the music, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're wall-to-wall music. I mean, I'm blessed with my brother, Danny Elfman, and Ego Plum. He does like all the SpongeBob shows. That's the #1 show on Earth. And right now he's doing Aztec Batman, a feature animation for Brothers. But he's probably the most sought-after animated composer in Hollywood. So we have this amazing scoring team, my brother and Ego.
Wow, I mean, they did. I mean, like on the music and all that. I mean, you guys did good in the music. I also loved the editing of the film. The editing was pretty good. I loved the cinematography shots. I loved the blood and gore in it, and I loved all the quirky characters in the film, which made it so fun to watch. I mean, I liked all of it because she had a variety of everything too, which was it was just a fun, great film, and I think Bloody Bridget's one of my favorite evil horror characters. I'm going to put her up there in my top 10, up with Michael Myers and all of them. I mean...
Wow.
Oh,
thank
wow.
you. We're very honored.
And I'm not saying that to say it, but Bridget had me at the edge of my seat, because I was like, man, I want to see what she's going to do next. I mean, I was like intrigued to see what she was going to end up doing next, or what misadventure or crazy one-liners she was going to say next, which really kept me entertained about the film. Bridget and Pepe were the 2 main characters in that film that really kept me on the edge of my seat. I mean, all the other characters were good, but to me, I think Bridget and Pepe really made the film, in my opinion.
Yeah. Marcos Mateo Ochoa, great combo. Marcos and Anastasia, and their dance team.
I know
yeah.
that you can tell when they did dance number, Anastasia and Marco, you can tell they were like professional dancers, and you can tell they felt comfortable around each other too. They just felt that connection where they just can just nail that choreographed number like $1 million. You can feel it through when you danced with Marco and Anastasia in that scene. You can just feel the emotion of it.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for noticing. There was a lot of fun work put into our dance scenes and stuff. So thanks for that.
Yeah, and when I watch films, I like to look at everything from the editing to the cinematography to the practical effects to the special effects. I love to watch movies like that. So when I have somebody on, I like to talk about certain scenes, and then the filmmaker, the artist will be like, "Oh, thank you for noticing that. I mean, I've never had anybody that really notice that. Thank you for let me answer that question, because I never get that question asked." And I just like to look at a movie into detail. I mean, I like to watch movies for fun too, but I also like to watch certain films for certain detail too. So yeah.
You should be writing reviews, by the way. You're quite articulate.
Yes.
You know what the funny thing is? I love interviewing and podcasting, but every time I try to review, I have what I want to say in my head, but I can't write it down or type it in. It's just real hard. I'm trying to make it. It's I want to try to make it different. And if I'm going to do a review, I've done some reviews. They were all right, but I do mine more if I was a film goer going to seeing the movie and leaving the film and doing it like a film goer, what a film goer would say, not like a critic where they critique everything. I mean, there's some reviews where I critiqued on certain films, but I like to do it more of a film goer type of reviewer. Someone will go in there and go, "Oh yeah, this is great," and blah blah this, and don't get into the boring stuff going, "Well, this movie had a little bit artsy in there if you noticed that," or such and such, that was a little way off, but he was a little, you're right, I should. I've had people tell me I should be like a critic reviewer, but I mean, I have it in my head, but it's just hard for me to type it down and to get it just right out of my head.
Oh, we do what we enjoy most. Hopefully.
And like I said, I love interviewing. I've told this story before. I'll tell you how I got into interviewing. I was part of an independent professional wrestling promotion, and I did the backstage interviews and I did the commentating. So how I learned how to interview people was I would interview these big wrestlers. I would do promos with them. I would learn how to play off them. Say you're trying to make them, you got to make them a story to get the person into the promo. It can't be it's got to be about the wrestler. And then you also got to learn how, if they're real boring, can't do a promo, you got to learn how to play off them to make them look good. So when I worked along with a lot of wrestlers, that's where I learned all my interviewing skills, was from interviewing wrestlers before I started podcasting and interviewing people.
Well, post-COVID, I've been losing weight and getting back into shape. And if I can lose another 15 pounds, I'm eligible for the Senior Ultimate Mud Wrestling Championship.
Oh, yeah. You'll win that for sure.
All those 80-year-olds are pushovers. I'm telling you, $300. Man, I'm going to get...
You know who you should mud wrestle? You should mud wrestle Lloyd Kaufman.
We're actually friends. He's a cool guy.
That would be funny.
Although we once started a mud wrestling thing, and he had the damn Toxic Avenger come in the ring and fuck me up.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get an interview of Lloyd this weekend, and I'm going to mention you, and I'm going to ask him about the Toxic Avenger mud wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he'll remember it.
I'm going to be like,
do you... remember it fondly.
I'll be like, do you know a guy named Richard Elfman involving mud wrestling and Toxie? Yeah, I'm good friends with his assistant that goes with him on the shows and stuff, and every time she's in town, I'll hang out with her before the convention. But yeah, I'm gonna do another interview of Lloyd, and I'm gonna mention your name and see what he says.
There we go.
He'll give me that weird look. It's like, so how do you know Richard? But I'm excited for the new Toxic Avenger movie too that's coming out too. So
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Peter Dinklage, man, that guy can do anything.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
go ahead.
Oh, go.
No, go ahead. You said hey.
Oh no! It's our hearts go to Horror Hound, and we wish we could rip out some hearts at Horror Hound.
I know. I wish you could, and I wish I could meet you. And so, besides doing Bloody Bridget 2, what are you guys doing next? And where can everybody find you on social media to see what you guys are going to do next? And as well as you, Anastasia, I would love to see some more horror bloody brisket dancing.
Oh, well, first of all, we have a band, Mambo Diabolico. I've got my novel, The Schlemazel of Supreme, and then I have 2 other novels coming right after, Dream Girl and Trio. And then I'm doing horror animation right now. Something that's just incredible to see. My brother's writing music. So we're busy, and Anastasia and I, we perform. We do a thing called the barbecue bacchanal at our house, like maybe 4 times a year. Get like about 80 people in. I cook, and she does incredible. It's like dark burlesque. This is not Dita Von Teese. This is David Lynch with a collaborator she has, Morgan Sorn. And you could tell us about the social media.
Yeah, I mean, we also travel with our films. So Aliens, Clowns, and Geeks was a sci-fi comedy that we did a few years ago. And then his cult classic, Forbidden Zone, we travel with these films. And so we go out, we do like a screening or like a double feature, and we'll tap into the local talent, and he'll do music, and I'll get the best burlesque dancers, and we'll put on like kind of a vaudeville-esque pre-show that goes into the films, and then afterwards we'll do like Q&A. It's just like a really special, immersive experience. I mean, I'm very inspired by William Castle and the shocking and entertaining and bringing live performance back into the cinematic experience is very important to me. So I like to let people know that, we love to travel, and if there's a theater in their area and they want to see our films, have them reach out and book us, and we'd love to go. And then for social media, we're both on Facebook, so Richard Elfman, Anastasia Elfman, and then our films all each have their own Facebook pages. And then on Instagram, I'm a little hard to find. I'm under my stage name, Dahlia Demont. And then Richard is under Richard Elfman. And then each of our films, Bloody Bridget, Aliens, Clowns, and Geeks, and Forbidden Zone, each have their pages. And they do all kinds of stuff, like Forbidden Zone has a Fan Art Friday event. So, like, we tap into the fan and showcase their fan art. So it's from makeup. It's kind of anything, selfies with merch, paintings, all kinds of stuff. It's just like a wonderful, wonderful community that we're building here.
That's awesome. And when I take another visit this year to California, I'll definitely have to meet you guys up somewhere for a bite to eat. I would love to meet you when I come back home.
Oh, it'll be a pleasure. Pleasure.
It'd be fun.
We would eat and drink.
Oh, heck yeah. We would do shots. We would do shots too. And then I'd make Anastasia do a little burlesque dance for us too. So.
Oh, perfect.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming on. It was a blast. Thank you for coming out of your busy schedule. I know you're getting ready to go back writing, with your, drinks and cigars and, your crazy warped up mind that makes Joe Bob Briggs look like a kindergartner. But yeah. But thank you so much. And Anastasia, I'll definitely have you on again. I like to pick your your head more about horror, see what really.
Definitely. I'm a huge monster kid. I grew up on all the classics and everything. I love deep diving. I love, heavy practical effects driven horrors and comedy. So I'm your gal. Love it.
All right. Thank you so much. And you guys have a great week. And I'll definitely be seeing Bloody Bridget at Whorehound, which is an awesome film festival. It's in my top 5 film festivals in the United States. But thank you so much, guys, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Have fun at a Whorehound.
Yes.
Oh, I definitely will. I'll share some. You'll see. You guys follow me on Instagram. You'll be seeing some videos. Trust me.
Oh, perfect. And I can't wait to see the reactions. And I hope it's people that love the film. And I hope everybody gets a drink or whatever makes it a fun experience. Because it's like a really, as you know, it's a very wacky and fun film. So
I definitely will. And guys, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Chat soon.